Bem-vindos a Meeple Podcast.
Once upon a time, there was a game where you could act as a thief, a peasant, a knight, or a monk. It took a while before the legend of Essen was forged, and every year the best players from each nation were called to participate in the Olympus of Carcassonne. Only one of them could be crowned before the Oracle of Klaus and Hansingluk. All this happened before the legendary pandemic, during which a group of bright and resourceful players from the land of Catalonia gave birth to the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship. So in 2020, all Carcassonne fans can participate with their national teams in the official online tournament that has brought together the international community on this wonderful game. To mark this new edition, we have a special guest with us, the architect of Carcassonne.cat and the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship, Pere Vives. Dear friend, once again, welcome to your home.
Hello, Joaquin. Thank you so much for having us. And of course, I'm saying us because I'm talking on behalf of all my mates in Carcassonne.cat that all of us are the architects of all the stuff that you mentioned.
The invasion of Ukraine continues, but also the WTCOC must to be continued.
Yeah, the last year the community decided that it was important to keep us together, playing together, sharing our strength as a community, and in some way it was a tribute of solidarity, thinking about that war or this kind of issues can break what people can create, being together, sharing a passion. So if the community decided it last year, we are here again organizing the WTCOC, but of course we have our mind and our spirit and our strength with our friends in Ukraine.
Tell us about dates and news of the upcoming edition.
Okay, so in one hand, we can talk about dates and deadlines. Precisely today, we have published the dates of this new edition. At the moment, we just opened the period for the responsible for the teams to send us the request to participate in the championship. So on March 13, we will open the registrations until April 7. And just the day after or the next is still to be determined. We will do the draw of the groups. The championship will start the 10th of April. Well, this week, the week of 10th of April. Also this year, we will have some new developments in the championship in a technical level in our website and also some novelties with part of the rules.
Give us more details about what you had said, please.
Okay, so the highlight this year is that Danny Garcia, member of Carcassonne.cat, has developed an application that will house the content of the World Cup. We will put this application in our website and will be part of the website. So thanks to this app, the captains will be an important part in the correct development of the championship because they will have to fill in areas related to lineups, results, schedules. For example, if two captains of a match do not update the content when they have to do it, it's possible that the content will not be available as soon as people want. But of course, we will try to avoid this situation to happen. The main idea behind this is that we want that the entire community that participates in the championship feels more involved in the WTCOC. Maybe doing a little bit more this time on their part, so everything will work in the best way if they also want and feel this connection with us. In the same sense, we can talk about the most deliverable changes on the rules. First of all, the identification of players that was done last year has been discarded since part of the community did not feel comfortable with it last year. And at the same time, it must be recognized that the amount of work that this process requires, it's difficult to assume for us, especially when it's not seen as necessary by the community itself. And we try to listen the community, of course. The other major rule-making change is that we are going to back to the standard PGA game format. Thus, the premium players, who according to their position in the lineups of each teams are designated to do so, will create the dual games. We are returning to the format of the first editions of the championship for different reasons. First, because we want to avoid possible synchronization problems between the external system that we used last year when we create tournaments and the PGA interface. We had some issues at this level that really do not depend on us, and we want to avoid them to optimize our resources. But of course, the system that Kerry made the last year was wonderful, and it helped a lot to us to develop the championship. We also believe that it's good that the players themselves take the responsibility for their own duels at the organizational level. So this generates, as I said before, in the case of the captains, more involvement in the championship, but at the same time, the risk of external technical problems is somewhat minimized. On the other hand, we are aware that for the streamers of the competition, it can be very difficult to be speaking in games that can last over 40 minutes each, as happened last year in some cases. These are the reasons for these changes.
Thanks. Will the WTCOC organization be made up of the usual groups, Romania, Carcassonne Central, etc.?
Well, one more year from Carcassonne.cat, we want to continue collaborating with our first accomplices in the World Cup. On the one hand, we will have the people of Brazil, who will support us at the level of graphic design and in some other aspects to be specified yet. And on the other, our friends from Mexico, who will have an organizational super function. And at the same time, the same will happen with the community in the United States, which will continue to be involved in internal organizational efforts. We will also continue counting with our friends from Carcassonne Central. They will support us on issues of text translations and in the DAS area, the arbitration committee of the competition. They did it the past year. And unfortunately, this year, our friends from Romania cannot help us, but we are sure that they will be participating in the championship. And now I have two important news. I think that one of them will be really special for you. On one hand, we incorporate the Belgian community, which apart from helping us with internal procedures, will surely be in charge of creating some type of informative content about the competition that we will post on the website. And the other great novelty, which is not less important because it's the last one, is the incorporation of Carcassonne Spain, which this year joins this great family that is in charge of managing the WTCOC. And they will do so by contributing with a member in the arbitration committee, in the already mentioned DAS. We will count with Inigo Garcia, that you can find him on BGA as eCube, and he will be a member of the DAS, yeah.
That's great. What's your participation forecast?
Well, we don't really think about numbers. We would like the more teams to participate, it's the better. And if we have any new incorporation, we will be very happy to expand the community internationally, because basically the WTCOC is a place to connect people, to share a passion, and we know that some years we will have some new teams, some years there will be teams that cannot take part of the competition, but we don't think about numbers, we think about the connection, and of course we will be really happy if we have new members on the championship.
Well, it's good. This meeting is short, but if you have any last thing to add, you can do so.
Yeah, I just want to say that we are really happy to be here again. Thank you very much, Joaquin, for sharing your space with us to talk about the WTCOC At the same time, we are also starting to organize the connections with the YouTubers, the streamers on Twitch that will be streaming the championship as every year. So we will be very happy to have streamers streaming the championship. And of course, we also want to say thanks again to Hunting Glue, to Spielzentrum Hernel, and the Beer for their unconditional support. And well, I send a big hug to all the Carcassonne community around the world, and I hope to see you really soon around the tables. And thank you so much, Joaquin.
Well, thanks for being here, Pere. Pere Vives, organizer and member of Carcassonne.cat and the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship. You can follow this sound channel about Carcassonne, perhaps the only one around the world, on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Deezer, iVoox, Podimo, and Patreon. I'm Joaquin, and this is Meeple Podcast. See you soon.